Hello everyone. Myself DNSB Kavita, Assistant Professor in the Department of CSC, SRK Engineering College, Bhimar. In the last section, we have learned about what are the principles of security and what are the goals and the attacks. In this lecture, we are going to learn about security services and mechanisms. The main objectives of today's lecture are to define security services and how they are related to the security goals, to define security mechanisms to provide security services, to identify the relationship between security services and security mechanisms. The ITU-T X.800 standard defines security service as a service provided by a protocol layer of communicating open systems which ensures adequate security of the systems or of data transfers. The X.800 divides these services into 5 categories, which you can see in this figure. They are data confidentiality, integrity, authentication, non-repudiation, and access control. We will learn each of them in detail. Authentication means proving our identity. It assures the recipient that the message is from the source that it claims to be from. And here we have two more kinds of authentication. One is peer entity authentication and the other one is data origin authentication. Peer entity means it is used in association with a logical connection to provide confidence in the identity of the entities connected. And coming to the data origin authentication, in a connectionless transfer, it provides assurance that the source of received data is as claimed. And the next security service is access control. It controls who can have access to the resources under what condition. And the third one is availability, means providing the resources to the authorized people in a 24/7. And next one is data confidentiality. It is the information not made available to unauthorized individuals. And then data integrity. It is the assurance that the message is not altered, even a single full stop or comma. In this, we have anti-replay, which means the main goal of anti-replay is to avoid hackers injecting or making changes in the packets that travel from the source to the destination. And the next service is non-repudiation. Repudiation means protection against denial of sending or receiving in the communication. In this, we have two kinds of non-repudiation. One is proof of origin and the other one is proof of destination. And then the ITU-T standard defines the security mechanisms to implement the security services which we have learned in the previous slide. So the security mechanisms are being categorized into encipherment, data integrity, digital signature, authentication exchange, traffic padding, routing control, notarization, and access control. First, coming to the encipherment. Encipherment means hiding or covering of data which provides confidentiality. That means here the service confidentiality can be achieved by this mechanism called encipherment. Here we can use either cryptography or steganography to provide the encipherment. In this figure, if you observe the first one with the help of cryptography, here we are using a rotation 13 model where the alphabets are being replaced by the other alphabets. If you observe here, the first 13 alphabets are being placed and the remaining 13 will replace the first 13 alphabets. As if you observe here an example, hello. Okay, H is being replaced by U, E is being replaced by R, L is being replaced by Y, and again L is being substituted by Y, O is being substituted by B. In this way, we can change our normal message to an encrypted message, which cannot be easily captured by the hacker. And the other method is we can use steganography. Steganography means we can put some secret message in the original message. If you observe the example here, since everyone can read, encoding text in neutral sentences is doubtfully effective. This is the message. In this, a secret has been included. The secret is the first character of each and every word. If you observe here, the first word consists of the first character as S, and the second word E, and the third word C, so on. In that way, the message in this is secret inside. And the next mechanism is data integrity. The data integrity mechanism appends to the data some check value. Whenever the message is being transmitted along with this check value, the receiver receives it and he calculates the check value. Then if the check value which is being received along with the message and the check value which is generated by the receiver, if both of them are equal, then our message is being received perfectly without any change. That is known as data integrity. And then digital signature. Digital signature is a means by which the sender and the receiver signs the data electronically and verifies each other's signature with the help of either public key and private key. And the next one is authentication exchange. In this, the receiver and the sender, both of them exchange some messages to prove their identity. And the next is traffic padding. Traffic padding means inserting some bogus data into the traffic to advert the attempt of the traffic analysis. And then routing control. Routing control means they will have an analysis of the route through which the message passes and they will try to control the route so that it cannot be hacked by the hacker. Notarization. Notarization means selecting a third trusted party to control the communication between two entities. And then access control. Access control means giving only access to the authorized users. So authorized users can access the resources by proving their identity with the help of their passwords or PIN numbers. And finally, the relationship between the services and the mechanisms can be defined in this table. Here, three mechanisms, encipherment, digital signature and authentication exchange can be used to provide authentication, and encipher mechanism may be involved in three services: data confidentiality, data integrity and authentication. And the summary of this lecture is we learned about different security services like what is authentication, access control, availability, confidentiality, integrity and non-repudiation. And we also learned about what are the mechanisms that can be used to provide the above services. We have learned about digital signatures, encipherment, traffic padding, etc. And finally, how these mechanisms are used to provide the services. And these are the references books which I have referred for this lecture. Thank you.